I decided to do a slightly different video today, and it will be about cheap watercolors. Now, I personally hate that concept, and I have realized that even when you are learning to paint with watercolors, I would not recommend to buy student grade colors, because it will be very frustrating. You will hate what you can create with that. It's very muddy, it's very chalky, it doesn't flow, it's not vibrant. And so what is the point? So I would recommend to go and buy artist grade watercolor and learn it that way. So what inspired this video is that I decided to go to my mom's studio upstairs in the loft. She's into watercolors, but I was really surprised to see that she had a box of watercolors. So I was quite intrigued. I love watercolors in general, and I tried to see whether these are familiar to me. And they are by this brand called Phoenix. It's a Chinese brand, so it's made in China, and it claims to be artist's watercolor, fine artist materials, it said. So how would I find out if they're artist grade? They do claim on the box. I don't know how much my mom paid for it. I don't know how much how expensive or cheap it was. And in general as well, I think calling watercolors cheap or expensive, I don't tend to do that. I tend to grade them by the quality rather than, I mean, it's self-explanatory. If it's really artist grade, then it is going to be expensive compared to the cheaper student grade. So anyways, then inside the box, all I could find, let me see if I can tackle this with one hand. So inside the box there is some primary colors mixing chart that helps, gives you the suggestion, or tries to help you with mixing colors. And then over here there is the light fastness of the watercolors. However, there is zero information about transparency. That already, to me, sorry, there is a dry leaf between the mauve and the violet, which I can't remove because I'm holding the watercolors in one hand and the phone in the other. So as there is no transparency information, that sort of indicates to me that it is not artist watercolors. So one color is missing in the box, which is, I think, raw sienna. I'm not sure, but that does not matter. I've seen it somewhere in the studio. Now I have gone ahead and squeezed out some, not all, because I'm not interested in, as you know, this color range is not really for me. So I have swatched some of the yellows, some reds, purples, blues and greens. And then I have gone ahead, written down the names, and next to them I have done the swatches, and then I have tried to mix some colors. So this combination here is this cobalt blue with rose, and that one is rose with violet, I think, and this one is rose with mauve. So that's that. Then this one is the red with yellow in basic terms, and then some green foliage as well. So if I tilt the paper, and hopefully you can see how incredibly chalky this is, that immediately to me says that this is not artist grade. So that should be a good indication to you. So if you paint with watercolor and it dries to immediate opacity, this sort of like chalky, almost sort of matte looking paint, then that is definitely either gouache or student grade watercolor. So these are very reminiscent of gouache to me, but they don't say that they are gouache, they're saying they are watercolors. So once you have established whether your watercolor, that is if you're a beginner, once you have established whether your watercolor is student grade or artist grade, and if it is student grade, what would you use it for? The only thing I can think of is things like doodles for journaling, because really at that point it doesn't matter if you're doing something like that. It really doesn't matter whether the watercolor is transparent, whether it flows, whether it dries matte. Something like this, journaling and doodling, you know, it's quite basic, and really this is the only way I can think of that cheap watercolors can be used for, if you know, if you decide to go ahead with it. And that probably is the only adequate place to do that. Otherwise, like I said, doesn't matter what you do, at which level you are. If you want to use watercolor, do invest in good quality watercolors, because you know, as a comparison, if I just quickly show you what I mean by good quality and cheap quality. So here I pulled up a comparison to artist grade quality, and this swatch list is from a previous video which I have done talking about transparency of watercolors. And within the artist grades, you can then discover that there are transparent, semi-transparent and non-transparent watercolors, i.e. opaque. So that already makes a big difference. But for example, if you look at something like, say here, and you can see this true, beautiful, vibrant, clear, clean looking watercolor, but very saturated with color and quite vibrant and beautiful. Now, you would never be able to get something like that with these colors. Look at them. They're just chalk, 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 chalk. So that is one main thing. Cheap versus expensive, or student grade versus artist grade. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even call this student grade. I just think it's, you know, borderline gouache really. Or sort of when you have kids and you know, young children, I would give that to them to kind of just use it that way. So let's go ahead and try do some doodling and see what we can. I just realized something. I watched the first part of the video, and I realized that when I said that I found these watercolors in my mum's loft in her art studio, I said that she's into watercolors, but what I was trying to say is she's into oil paint. So actually watercolor is not her thing, and she admittedly always said that, you know, I don't know how you like to paint with watercolors. I find it very what she says, she finds it quite difficult to work with. She finds the judgment of the color flow and everything difficult, because obviously oil paints are completely different. So, and hence I guess when she purchased these, she not really knowing what to expect from watercolors, I think this is what happened. So yeah, so I just wanted to put that correction in. I have decided to do a separate video with the doodles, otherwise it would be a very long video, and really it is 2 videos in one. So yeah, I will do a separate video on that, but briefly I just wanted to show you. So I left these watercolors overnight, and I just wanted you to see how badly they cracked. So that's another thing to look out for. In low grade or lower quality watercolors, you will see basically that they they become so dry, literally you can see that just falling off. So this isn't what watercolor should be like. I will quickly show you a comparison of also tube watercolors, but these are by Daniel Smith, and you can see how beautiful they look. None of them have cracked, and it's been like what, over a month or so now. It's been actually probably more than a month, and they look beautiful. I hope you can see in the lighting. They have that kind of like gloss on top once they dry. So yeah, but here it's just overnight it looks horrendous. So just to finish the video, I think, you know, if it says on the box that they are artist grade, it doesn't mean that they are artist grade watercolors, because if you take the tube once again, it says here fine artist materials. So don't trust what it says on the tube, judge by the price, and also, you know, that's the thing to do before you purchase them. But obviously once you do purchase them, this is, you're stuck with them. I don't think you can return them, but then you can, by thinking about the points that I went through in this video, this is how you can truly realize the quality of the watercolors. Yeah, so I think I have covered off everything, and yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon.